everyone. So today I'm going to go through the steps you need to transfer an email or an eDM that you have created outside of Visual Dialog, whether that be through Campaign Monitor, MailChimp, Taguchi, or even Notepad, Notepad++. Transfer that eDM into Visual Dialog so that you can then use it in your automated marketing campaigns. So here I have an example of an eDM that I have created in an external email designer. So that's your first step, create your email. The next step is to take the code and put it into Visual Dialog. So I first view it in the browser, right click, view source. Then I select all this code just by clicking Control A and then Control C to copy it. And now we go into Visual Dialog. Okay, so now we are in Visual Dialog. We're going to create a new eDM template. Up in the Create tab, Message Template. Now down the bottom we have a Design and HTML tab. Head into the HTML tab, select all the code here, Control A and then Control V to paste in the new code. And then head back over to the Design tab. Okay, now you can see that new email has been pasted in here, missing some images and none of the links will work at the moment. The next step you'll just need to do is add in some extra code. And this will help Visual Dialog track any links that are within the email. So up in the Design tab, Link Overview. Let's check all of these links. Don't worry about the names. For now, everything will be updated soon. And click OK and save. The next step is to put any images that we need in the email into Visual Dialog as a published file. So let's find those images on the local desktop. Here they are. So I'm just going to select them all. Control C to copy them. Then go back into Visual Dialog or into the server. I'll show you the desktop here. I've created a new folder. You can put it in any directory you like, and I'm just going to paste in those images so that I can create published files in Visual Dialog. There they are. Okay, now in Visual Dialog, let's continue to make those published files. Head back to the main directory and head up to Create, Publish File. Find where you saved them. Just Control A to select them all because you can create multiple published files at the same time. And there they are. So these are all the published files that we're going to put into this eDM. Okay, so as Visual Dialog can be a little bit finicky when updating any text or links within this designer, what we're going to do now is pull this code, this updated code, because we're now link tracking, and put it into an email designing program. I'm going to use Dreamweaver. Control A, you might have another program and that's fine to use as well. Control A, Control C to copy that code. Going to head over to Dreamweaver, create a new document. I've got the split view here so I can see the code down the bottom and the design at the top. Control A and Control V to paste over that code. Once you click in the design view, it'll populate. Okay, and now we can see the email in Dreamweaver. Now from here, it's very, very easy to update the images, any links, and also any copy. Anything that you might want to enter in the copy will pick up any formatting that is within that little item. Okay, next step is to now change these images. And the way that we do that is to get the ID of the content item from Visual Dialog. So the first image up here, if you just click on it here, you can see down the bottom that the code is highlighted. So let's head back to Visual Dialog and get the code that we need to put in. So that is the Spark logo. It's as simple as this. You right click, head down to copy content ID to clipboard, and head back to Dreamweaver, head back to that code, and src, the source, we need to put in here, or delete what's currently there, and we need CID, it doesn't have to be capitals, and then paste. I just Control V. Now you're not going to see a change here yet because it's communicating directly with Visual Dialogue. So let's just go ahead and update those images. Okay, so all of the images within this eDM have now been updated. If you want to have a quick look at what that looks like, I'll just show you how you can test it because you can't see anything in Dreamweaver. So Control A, Control C, take it over to your eDM template. You're in the HTML tab, Control A, Control V, head over to the Design tab, and there it is. So now it is pulling those content item IDs from Visual Dialogue, and you can see those images have been filled in here. So let's just click save. But let's head back to Dreamweaver because the next step from here is to update the hyperlinks. Now I've created a separate document, really quick and easy to copy and paste from, with any links that are in the eDM. Here they are. Okay, so the first link is this button here, this Learn More button, and that's the video button. So let's Control C, copy that, and if you head over to the button, you'll see that the text here, or the code, sorry, has been highlighted. Now with buttons, there are two parts of code you need to update. You can see here, this is the first one, and it highlights or it underlines for you the other part that you need to update as well. So it's just Control V to paste the new hyperlink, and just make sure that you update this one as well, otherwise your button won't work. Control V. Okay. Now the only other thing to note is when you're updating a hyperlink is because we tracked all of our links, you'll probably want to update the name of the link as well. So let's call this one video, or video button. So we'll go ahead and do that for all the links within the eDM. Okay, so those are the standard hyperlinks. You'll also have some unsubscribe selection. So you'll either have a preference center or an unsubscribe. You could have both. You'll need to update them with the code that we use in Visual Dialogue, and I have saved it right here. So here is the code for unsubscribes, which is basically telling Visual Dialogue that that participant is now unsubscribed, and we'll add an email blocking category to them. So let's copy that, and we will update this code. I'm not going to have a preference center, so let's just delete that here. And that is done. Now you may have a view online, or if you can't see the images, click here to take it to a browser. You may have a link like that up here, and I will also share the Visual Dialogue code that you need to use for that, and that one is here, mh_message_URL. So that's the code you'll need to use to enable your customer to view the email online. Last thing before we exit this editor is the email tracking image. So this is just a little pixel that gets put into the eDM, which enables Visual Dialog to track it. So you can put it anywhere you like. I'll normally put it at the very end, so I'll just double click here, a couple of spaces, and paste. Now that's done. Now let's take our fresh code and put it into, or back into, Visual Dialog for the last time. Control A, Control C, into HTML view, Control A, Control V, back into design. And voila, we have our eDM here, all images working. Let's check the link overview tab or the button again. So link overview, and you can see that all those links now have nicer names. And another one to check here. Here we go. Unsubscribe. Oh, this is good. This is good that this happened. I have learned, let me just show you how to fix this. Now this is not the link that we put in our code, but we can quickly update it here. There's our unsubscribe link. Control C, Control V. Okay. Okay, now all of our links are correct. Okay, and save. Now the next step from here is to just test your email. Send a test to yourself, check that all of the links are working, check that all the images are downloading, and of course before you send it you'll need to update all of the control parameters over here. And that is it.